Have you ever wondered where and how to go about getting content marketing inspirations for your small business? Well, on this episode, we're going to be showing you how to get endless inspirations so you can position yourself as the go-to trusted and knowledgeable expert in your industry, in your market space, so that as well as that, so that you can put yourself as the first option, right? And in that way, you can help your ideal clients make purchases, make purchasing decisions, as well as be able to present your business in a way that is the best out of all the alternatives. And what I mean here is really differentiate yourself, not just by product features and benefits, but really set your business far apart from the average and the mediocre in the industry and space. Hello everyone, and welcome to this episode of The Virtual Entrepreneur. Join me on this podcast. I am your host, Herbert Innocent, and today we are talking about ways that you can position yourself as the go-to trusted, knowledgeable expert, and as a means of essentially getting content inspirations, as well as using those content inspiration to position yourself in a better place. And if you're new to this podcast, a very warm welcome. I am your host, Herbert Innocent, and I just repeated myself there. And on this episode, as I said, we'll be covering that. If you're new to this podcast, essentially this is the go-to podcast for entrepreneurs who see their businesses as a vehicle for change. And my job is to bring you the tips, the tricks, and the big secrets, the how-tos and the success stories, the success knowledge from entrepreneurs around the globe. And on our previous episode, one of the things that we talked about was small business marketing tools to put you in front of your qualified, interested buyers. And if you didn't get a chance to listen to that episode, I want you to stop. Go back to that episode, listen to it, you'll get a ton of value, and you can find notes from that episode at herbertmarketinghelp.com. And when you're done, you can come back and it'll be right here. And that is herbertmarketinghelp.com, HERBERT marketinghelp.com. Right? And when you're done, it will be right here. And what you're gonna get out of this episode is essentially how to get endless content and inspiration to position yourself as a trusted, knowledgeable expert, right? As the best option in your go-to market, while helping your ideal clients make a purchase and positioning your business as the best out of the alternatives, right? And that is the key there, as a differentiating your business out of all the alternatives, so you are not just playing the game of the Me Too business. With that said, let's jump with our first key point of takeaway. So the first key thing here is you're going to be able to address the problems. If you can address the problems, you can come up with endless content, right? So what problem are you solving? What kind of problems, or how do your ideal clients describe it? How do they describe how many problems they have? Because by talking about those, you can advise your cold traffic. What do I mean by cold traffic? So these are web visitors who are just Googling, about problems that they have on Google. They don't even know what solution to look for, so they just type in the problem in Google, right? How to lose weight in 5 weeks, or my back hurts, or my kettle isn't turning on. Like, the list is endless. What is the problem that your ideal prospects are Googling? By using that, you can find hundreds of topics you can talk about, right? And by addressing those topics, you are talking to cold traffic. What do I mean by cold traffic? I mean web visitors who know what problem they have, but they don't know what solution they need, and they don't know who has the solution they need. So they don't know who you are, and they don't know what you do, and they won't care what you do or who you are until you talk about their problem first. That's the only thing they'll understand. As far as they're concerned, anyone who can't answer that problem is irrelevant in regards to that niche and market space, right? So that's how you go about talking about problem to address cold traffic. Then the next step is You can also talk about problems to educate the prospect. So the first part is you're addressing, these problem search queries, but the next thing is you're addressing them, taking them from problem to solution discovery, right? And one of the things that you would see in the market space is in the places like coaching or a lot of consultancies, they'll use the word discovery call, simply because that's an opportunity for them to assess the needs analysis of the prospect, to understand where they are at, to understand what problems they're facing, because they may not even know exactly that they need that service in the first place. And for a lot of businesses, operate with the mindset that the prospects know what their problem and their